Hello, marketers. Hope you're doing fine. First of all, thank you so much for giving love to the marketing soul. Great Marketers Club is growing, and we are getting strong with passionate marketers onboarding every day. It is blessing to see all this, and very soon we will be going by the invite-only membership. So those who have not joined yet, please join. You are going to have the best of the marketing community experience ever. Link is in the description. Please subscribe to the channel to stay tuned to the learnings from the marketing soul. I am delighted to introduce you to Dr. Rupinder Kaur, our Marketers Lead Talk Speaker of the Day. She is an accredited trainer in soft skills, image consulting, and self-assessment from ICBI and a member of Image Management Professional Association. Trained the trainer expert by Scotland Qualification Assurance and by NABET. She is a doctorate in marketing with more than 1.5 decade of experience and has trained thousands of corporate professionals and college students. Welcome, Dr. Rupinder, to hashtag Marketers Lead Talk. Amazing to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful way of joining this. I'm really happy for this platform you've given to me, Sachin.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure is ours, sir. How it feels to be the community mentor of the Marketing Soul, a community of passionate marketers?
Well, honestly, it's a wonderful job your company is doing, as you have given a marketing community of togetherness, you see. I'm sure all marketing would love to join your platform and will learn a lot too. And I really wish you all the best, and I would be there for your organization in any manner you require me.
Absolutely, definitely. And we all are a community to learn, network, and grow together. That's been the agenda that we have set at the community. Great. Let's initiate the conversation around the topic which we have taken around nurturing sales professionals. Sales professionals needs to be fit and fine when presenting to a client. Your personal style statement for the sales professional, how to develop a personality. What are your takes?
Very nice question, Sachin. When it comes to sales, there are four types of personality styles. And these styles, people are differently being recognized in the sales team. Like one is assertive sort of people. There are amiable sort of people. There are people who express themselves really well, expressive people. And there are people who are analytic. So explaining about these people are assertive are more of goal-oriented people. They are competitive, they are impatient, they're controlling sort of people. And of course, they are more in the people like, who speak in some sentences and less in the questions. So at the same time, when you talk about amiable sort of personalities are more patient. They're friendly. They're always open for the challenges. They're very calm. They're a bit informal. And at the same time, they pitch whatever they pitch, they have a vision for it. And they're not focusing on the product at all. And when you talk about expressive sort of people, you can say they are more of people pleasing. So, they're colorful in their life, they're outgoing, they're creative, spontaneous, always enthusiastic for what they want to do. And at the same time, when you talk about analytic, they are very patient. So these sort of people who are patient, who have all the time data ready with them, they know their geographical analysis, where they have to work on. And being into this sort of thing, I would never say that every person should have one personality. Into the sales team, you should have all the personalities ready. You should be a part of each style. So as a sales expert in this, I would recommend all the styles to be adapted from.
That's right. That's right. I think this takes me to the another thought, which is loss of words. So a lot of sales professionals are very good at communicating at Hindi, maybe to articulate their thoughts. But when it comes to conversing in English, they lose their esteem or maybe don't get the right words to explain to the client. So what would be your tips to improve interpersonal skills to the sales professionals?
See, interpersonal skills, basically it involves the ability, to communicate, and you can build up a good relationship with the people around. And we also call this skill as a people skill. And when you talk about this skill, this includes your active listening, team building repetition, responsibility. Then you should have leadership qualities. You should always be motivated to do anything. And a very important part is being patient and empathetic towards the people around. So what normally, what sort of, things what we have to deliberately follow to get this interpersonal skills inside us? We can attend few workshops online. That means that there are a lot of videos like you're recording. There are a lot of questions which uh, there are people, experts who are working on it. We can know more about it. We can listen to them. We can seek, opportunities in building relationships with the people. If we're sitting at home, we're working from home, then we can have many opportunities to build interpersonal skills. Like we can join a group. We can that could be related to the networking part. There would be industry specific groups, and then we have to be thoughtful about the ways you interact. That could always be improving. Then ask trusted friends. You can ask your trusted friends or colleagues whom you can really rely on, and then you can ask them for help, that they can give you another prospects and how I can work on my interpersonal skills. Because of course, building reputation and relationships one part of it. And if in case you don't feel anything in this or about this, you can always look for mentorship. You can always look for mentors and whom you can trust, you can admire. You can have a counseling from them, and you can always improve your interpersonal skill in this.
That's right. I think it is important to interact, and thereby you get a clarity on the words and the kind of influential action that needs to be taken while saying any statement and all. I do agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as a sales professional, we always need to pitch to our customers daily. So what are your observations which generally sales professional commit, they commit mistakes in their sales communication?
See, sales is an art. I always consider this word as an art. It takes both talent and skills to be a good salesperson. Otherwise, you won't able to crack a sale at all. And then, of course, just like sports, in order to reach mastery in sales, you need to practice, you have to take risks, you have to make mistakes and learn from them. So what mistakes would do is, if the salesperson is not listening and then talking too much, then there's a problem. Then when you talk to the customer, you always have to ensure that there is a ratio of open-ended questions with the listening talking ratio of 60 to 40, wherein you should be on 40 and the other person should be on 60. We should know this is what other people are also doing. We're just saying and saying, not listening to the customer. And then of course, end of the day, we're not understanding what they want. And of course, not focusing on the solution at the same time. When you're not looking at the solution, of course, this is an old sort of tip, but however, this always works. This is the most important one. As a salesperson, you would be drawn to boost about all the cool features your protector service has, but the problem is it's not going to make a sale, right? So we have to work according to it, focusing on price, not the value. See, people always buy the value and they don't focus on the price. They always want what they want. They will be happy to pay anything if they're convinced what they want to buy. So, and at the same time, making promises you can't keep. If you really think you are unable to fulfill their promises, your promises, do not even commit a lot, wrong thing, because end of the day, that will be your drawback and you will miss a good lead and a future prospects for yourself. And not having an intention to close a lead. There are people, who really want, they're like sales oriented, target oriented. However, end of the day, don't even plan for it, and they say ho jayega to theek hai, nahi hoga to that's all right. So they're not that focused about converting that lead. So then, not having an intention, it goes away. And if sometimes what happens is we even argue with potential customers, then also we get the lead to pave up the way. So, and no homework. Lot many times we don't even work for the homework, and we just ho jayega, sale hum kar lenge. Then also you're gone with the conversion. And most important above all is not getting access to the decision makers. If you're on a senior designation, however, you have more hierarchy on your same on the level, and you're not getting the final confirmation from them. So then also you're going to lose the game. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time.
That's right. And I do agree. The one problem that even I do have identified, and this is the major problem in the sales professionals, well, they don't do the homework. Whether they are meeting to the client or it's a product
Yeah.
information, majority, the lacks into this. They don't spend time on understanding their product which they are offering. So I do agree what you are saying, and it's a commendable inputs that you have shared in this question, and the community is going to learn a lot from this. I'm sure. So this takes me to another discussion is then how to make our conversation effective and interesting.
Yeah, to make this comfortable, conversation connected and comfortable, we have to listen to the person. When you talk about this, you should be actively listening to the other person, what they're saying. If you're too much talkating sort of person, and if you're too focused on what you should say next, you'll miss opportunities to follow up on good talking points right in front of you, right? So of course you should express yourself openly and honestly. People can sniff out their incendiary pretty well, but if you're covering up, they'll feel like less like confiding in you. And of course, please avoid making judgments when you do that, no matter whether the person you're talking to is an relative stranger, or if you come across as judgmental, the other person will feel less like confiding in you. And also stay on the top of the news and store some of it away so that you can chat about it later, and come up with an agenda, because when you have an agenda, the reason the meeting smoothing part will be done easily, the topics can be covered easily. That could be discussion on social conversations. That could, because end of the day that should be a similar benefit planning which we have to work on. And don't be scared by silence. If the person is silent, don't be scared of it. You have to start end of the day. Otherwise, you won't be able to crack and interact with them. And also note whether the other person would like to break off the conversation to be a better conversation partner. You sometimes need to know when to close as well and when to open also. And most importantly, be careful about making jokes that will be perceived as insensitive, depending on what sort of the customer you have and if they're really comfortable in talking to you. And there has to be a limit being decided there.
That's right. Wonderful. So, taking the conversation forward, let's discuss more on the body language, because the sales professionals do a lot of presentations, and then of course they meet to the client also. So body language, it itself is in a phenomena where they can express a lot, or they can take an understanding a lot from the client perspective. So what would be your tips, no, so that we as a sales professional looks positive and proactive?
Talking about body language, the first thing which come up to my mind is Miss Dr. Albert Mehrabian. He has given a rule in the society. He has done a research over this. On the chart of 100%, it is 55%, which is the first impression. That is your body language. Then it comes to the verbal and vocal conversation, which is 38%, and further on to the 7% part. So 55% is all about communication, the way you express yourself, the person sees you and immediately grab that first impression for you, your body language. So what we have to take care of here is be aware of how you're presenting yourself. Your message through your body language is something which we have to always take care of. And for this, of course, how you have to be very positive and proactive while you're into the meeting. You make sure that nothing is crossed. You have to be very relaxed, having your arms, your legs, your feet crossed. Everything has to be very positive, nothing crossed, because that gives a negative body language, first thing. Then second part is lean slightly forward and towards the person speaking, because when you talk you should not be relaxed like okay, or maybe not like this. You have to be very comfortable, that you're confident while you're presenting yourself. That is going to give a better impression for yourself. Then mirroring somebody's behavior can build rapport. How the other person wants to connect with you, what is the tone of voice, what is the pitch they're using, you should be communicating in the same manner so that the reputation can be a better one. So mirroring plays a very important role. Making an eye contact, Direct eye contact is an easy way to build trust with a person, and it is a compliment to the most people, because yes, you're maintaining and you have a good confidence level at the same time. And paying attention to how you're shaking someone's hands, because that is again a very important part. Once you meet the person, when you shake your hands, you meet them, you present yourself, that comfort, your first impression again shows your confidence there. Because according to one of the Australian body language expert, Alan Pace, a shake hand can affect the outcome of an interaction, because it establishes your dominance and of course, or the submissiveness. So this is what we have to always take care of.
And this makes me reminds the meeting of Donald Trump and Mr. Narendra Modi, and it was just very much in the talks that whenever Donald Trump shakes hand, he always put another hand on the shoulder of the another person, so Mr. Modi and all. So this
Yeah.
was also showing a sort of a dominance that I am more superior than you, or kind of that. So
Very
your
well said. Very well said.
so your statements makes me remind of that, that this is also that one of the form of showcasing your presence or dominance over a topic that you are discussing. So appreciate
This happens when you go for a meeting, and for example, you're going for a different sort of meeting and it's not an interview, and you have your business cards with you. Presenting your business cards in a right manner is also very important at the same time. Because when you go and just give the card simply, then that is going to give you the immediate effect कि आपको ये sale मिलने वाली है कि नहीं मिलने वाली, immediately.
how so.
Because the presentation of the card is going to solve your final decision has been taken there. If the person on the other corner is very well aware of that, the person has been judged immediately. Even when I take interviews, or if I select people, my first thing is I see the person visually. 55% half the work is done.
Okay. So, community, Dr. Rupinder has highly recommended you to be presentable, have a strong body language when you connect to the client, whether it is over a phone or be in your physical meeting. Be very, very careful on all that. Wonderful, wonderful. So this brings me to a thought which I feel personally sometime this becomes a problem unnecessarily, is about opening a conversation. So what questions as a salesperson one can ask to open up a conversation apart from regular, sir, this is my product, le lo, kharid lo, and XYZ.
Very nice question, actually. In the workplace, you can choose a wide variety of topics as long as they're appropriate for the environment. Conversation starters with colleagues and professional contacts will look different than those with the new friends or acquaintances. Your initial efforts could start a conversation that will help you, build your valuable relations with your co-workers, your colleagues, and some of the good starters which you can use as like you can ask for the information. You can pay a compliment, right? You can comment or on something pleasant around, or maybe around the weather, or on the environment of the office, or maybe the decor or the reception, anything which you can comment on. And then you can introduce yourself. You can offer a help to somebody, you can ask for a help from somebody. You can share some common mutual experience also, or maybe share the experience which can be interactive for them. And of course, at the time of the meeting, when the interaction is going on, you can always ask for an opinion, because then that will give the other person a little opener to talk about it. Or maybe you can praise the person, but there has to be a genuine interest. And you can always make an observation about it. How is it going on? You can ask about them also.
That's right. Dr. Rubinder, I am following you from last 4 5 years, and I'm very, very impressed and amazed to see your growth as an intellectual, as a professional. So it's been amazing to see you. How is this opening conversation?
No, this is brilliant, actually. And I'm really happy to be with you on this platform, and really thank you so much to bring me on this platform and giving me this opportunity to share the panel with you. And I'm sure Marketing Soul is going to uh, go far, brilliantly going to perform. And I'm there for the help anytime, any support.
Pleasure, Dr. Rupinder, for being with us, and it's been an amazing learning in today's sessions. This was the one aspect that I wanted to cover from a long time, and I was looking forward to know to whom to approach it for this. And suddenly, this happens with you. So, thank you so much for being our community mentor and on the hashtag Marketers Lead Talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.